If you are the woman that has struggled with on and off diets, maybe you've gotten some ground, but then you just haven't been able to hang on to it and keep it. I have for you a new approach, something completely that evolved specifically for women, something that really produced compelling, dramatic results for me in a short 8 week time frame. And I was like, wow, this framework works not only for a dramatic change, which I'll explain the two tracks that we have in the 8 Beautiful approach, but also if you're just like not wanting to take on a big program, you just want to learn, what does normal healthy living look like? How do I maintain either the weight that I've lost, or just like forget about losing weight? I'm so over it. I just want normal healthy. What does that even look like? I would love for you to stay with me for a few moments while I introduce you to the 8 Beautiful approach. Hey, gorgeous. Have you ever lost weight on a diet or an intense program, and then you finished it and it was like, hallelujah, now I get to sit at my goal weight forever, except that that's not what happened. There's lots of diet programs and nutrition programs out there that work. However, they don't work to help you stay there. I would like to introduce you to a way that you can keep the weight off that you lose that is not white knuckle grip. It is not hard. It is not resisting. It is not battling your willpower all the time. I have been in fitness for a long time, but I used to be the girl that never exercised. In fact, one day I tried to imagine, like, when's the last time I actually exercised? And I couldn't remember it. And at that point, I started my journey, which has resulted years later in me finding and creating a framework that I call the 8 Beautiful approach. We want you to feel beautiful inside and out. We want you to look strong and beautiful inside and out. And a healthy mind and healthy self-concept and healthy identity is how we make that happen. I have for you a new approach, something completely that evolved specifically for women from the work that I've done in fitness and mindset coaching and just on my own body, something that really produced compelling, dramatic results for me in a short 8 week time frame. And I was like, wow, this framework works. It's a short 8 week program. It can be a sprint and a focus on one of two tracks. The first track, Bombshell, 8 weeks, we're going to focus, we're going to really stretch and challenge ourselves a little bit. Or if that's not where you're at right now and you're like, I just need a new healthy normal, try the second track, balance track, which is meant to kind of like inhale, exhale. It's meant to push and then to just relax and create that ease with what is new and normal. What does healthy look and feel like? And how do I recognize that and incorporate that? Most of us don't need a weight loss plan. They're a dime a dozen. You can find them anywhere. You can search them up in a chat. What we need is, how does this fit in my real life? And how do I keep what I work so hard to gain? How do I maintain it? How do I do it effortlessly without thinking about it, without stressing about it? How do I just be that normal, healthy woman that doesn't think about food and doesn't think about her weight anymore? And so I would like to take a couple moments quickly to take you through the 8 steps through 8 Beautiful approach. Regardless on whether you are on the dramatic transformation bombshell track or just the healthy rhythm balance track, 8 Beautiful approach has 8 weeks with 8 items each day that you will check off. So quickly, what are they? The first is a moment of silence. What we're going to do in this program is not just train you athletic. It's not a meal plan and an exercise regimen. That is not what the 8 Beautiful approach is. The 8 Beautiful approach is about helping you to see the beauty that's already in you, the beauty that it already exists regardless of what you do, but to also magnify that physical beauty and feel good in yourself that you're aligned and on track and in control. And that produces a different kind of beauty, a subjective beauty that when you look at yourself, you like what you see, an energetic beauty that just radiates from you. And all of those culminate to remind you of your spiritual innate beauty. I tell everyone in the sound of my voice that will hear that you are infinite. You are eternal. You have so much beautiful light and radiance in you. And it's easier to see that when you feel like you're in control of your actions and behaviors and in control of your body. So how does this happen? It starts with that moment of silence. Now, several of these things will vary based on what track you're on, but the moment of silence, if you're on the balance track, you're just looking for a new healthy rhythm, a new way to find that healthy identity that just becomes you by default. It's just 1 minute of silence each day. Super easy to check that box. That's doable, right? If you're on the bombshell track, you're really wanting to make a difference in this moment. Maybe it's a bigger connection to your higher power or more reception to inspiration that you need. And so that's going to be 2 minutes of silence. You can do that, right? You can do 1 or 2 minutes, right? Okay. The second item, which varies also by track, the compass. This is a daily act of recentering yourself to the direction that you choose. It's not default. It is your choice and you're going there. So who are you? It involves looking at yourself, maybe in the mirror, declaring that you like the girl that you see or you're on that path to get there, who you are, an identity declaration that we can help you come up with inside of our See Yourself Beautiful community. And also the ability to imagine yourself completing the behaviors that make you feel strong and empowered and on track. Imagine the journey and the destination. And how will it feel when you get there? And tapping into emotions that can motivate and drive you forward when times get tough. So for the compass, balance track, you guessed it, 1 minute. Bombshell track, 2 minutes. We're really going to attach in to where we are headed with intention. All right. Thirdly, we have a daily celebration photo. Now, some weight loss plans or dramatic weight loss challenges may suggest that you take a daily photo to just map your progress and accountability. And while those things are important, they're very structured, and we want to counterbalance that with the softer side of you getting used to looking at you and the truth of who you are today and right now. And so that may be a full body shot, maybe a full body shot in a swimsuit or not. It might just be a selfie of your face, and you want to get used to looking at and accepting the woman smiling back at you. That that's been a challenge for some of my participants, and it's very important piece of this program. If we're going to shift your identity to a woman that sees herself as strong and fit and healthy by default, you have to like, learn to love, learn to fall madly in love with that woman that looks back at you in that image. So that's a key part of the program. I feel very deeply about helping you love what you see when you look at yourself. All right, the fourth component. So far, these have been easy 1 or 2 minute tasks, right? The celebration photo is just a quick selfie. It's easy, or it can be. The first exercise is the most it requires a little bit of effort, right? We're going to talk about having an exercise each day between 25 and 60 minutes. So it's enough to challenge you. If you exert yourself and get that heart rate up and get that sweat going on, it doesn't take an hour to get a good solid workout. And so I'll guide you within our See Yourself Beautiful community on what that could look like if you're not familiar with exercise. But many of us know what it looks like if we're working hard and pushing ourselves. And we're also going to build strength and muscle. A lot of that mental strength comes from having control of our physical body and watching ourselves succeed at doing things that we weren't sure we could do. And so that exercise number one, I call it, is 25 to 60 minutes or more. But it allows you to take a class if you want, or to just do some intervals and get it done, go for a walk, whatever that is at your level. That's exercise number one. That's going to be the same for both the balance track and the bombshell track. Additionally, we have a second exercise block for bombshells. If you're on the bombshell track, you want dramatic transformation, you want to see what you got, you want to see how much you can achieve within that 8 weeks and how dramatic that before and after can be for you this time. We're going to talk about maintaining that later, but the bombshell track is for a big change that you can see inside of yourself and you can feel proud of. If you're on the balance track, you're not wanting to necessarily push so hard and do 2 workouts a day. We just want the new normal, right? And so normal would be, instead of a second exercise, we're just going to dedicate 1 minute, another 1 minute task for our balance crew. And we're just going to pause and breathe with intention. Again, incorporating that mind body approach. We're not just working out, we're not just looking at our meals, we're becoming the woman that has healthy habits, that manages her stress, that is in control of her world, especially her inner world. This is another departure. Instead of exercise number two, which bombshells will do, the balance track will just intentionally breathe for 1 minute, paused in your day somewhere, and they'll still check that box. Next, we have personal development. This means different things to different people. We all start in a different place, right? This is growing your mindset with intention. This is putting new thoughts into your mind that help build that identity that you're the woman that you can envision and that you are on the path to becoming her. We want you to think about the experiences in your day and what they mean and how they build you in a new way. So the challenge here, or the opportunity here, to check this box for personal development, again, 10 minutes a day is a really good cadence for every day of the rest of your life to put new inspiring thoughts, positive thoughts into your head and to remind you of your true value. And so for our balance track, it's 10 minutes a day. For our bombshells, we're going to do double and we're going to love it. We're really doing deep work and we're going to put twice as many thoughts. So that's a 20-minute per day commitment for personal development. Now, what does personal development mean? You can read a book. You can listen to a talk or a live lecture. You can listen to a podcast or YouTube or whatever it is that's going to build you and give you new insights and ahas like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Oh, I see how I will feel happier if I imagine this scenario in this light. If I let go of some things I've been holding on, if I see myself in a new possibility, right? So that's what the personal development piece is that should be ongoing and lifelong. And so now you're going to get a check a box just for doing those things that you feel like you should have been doing all along, except for now, instead of feeling guilty or like, oh, behind and lacking, instead of that, now you're going to feel like the endorphins of, I got to check that off my list. I'm building myself. I'm growing daily. Your soul wants to grow, and you're going to feel all aligned with that as you take these steps. Now, let's talk about what we're putting in our body. Let's talk about logging water. There's so many good reasons to have water in your world. So here's where the two tracks differ. We're going to focus on balance track, a 66 ounce per day. So that's just basically taking your water bottle, refilling it 3 times throughout the day and evening. You're getting in a habit of nourishing yourself and you're putting something in your mouth that's not food or caloric, right, throughout the day. And that's a good healthy habit. It helps with hydration. It helps if we're eating dry processed foods any which point during our day. And it helps your digestion and your organs and your glowy skin. And so we want water in our world, right? Now for our bombshells, they're going to be doing extra workouts. They're going to need more hydration. And we've raised the level a little bit for the bombshells. So that is going to look like 88 ounces of water today. Now, you may have noticed some eights showing up around my program. 8Beautiful. Yes, it's 8 weeks. Yes, it's 8 items a day. Yes, it's 88 ounces of water. What's up with the eight? Well, the eight on its side is your infinity symbol. It's your reminder every time you see an eight that you are infinite. That is your value. That is your worth. And I want triggers everywhere you see. Every time you see an eight, I want you to say, I am infinite. And so are you, right? So that is our water goal. Again, it's not excessive. It's not crazy. It's not something that you do for a short amount of time and then run away from because, gosh, I'm glad that's finally over. This is our normal healthy habits that we're incorporating into our life, except for now we get to call them an achievement, right? And that's motivational. That makes you want to keep doing these healthy things. Now, finally, let's talk about eating clean, which is the 8th step of 8Beautiful. Here's where so many women fall off track. It's easy to say, hey, I worked out today, so I can justify whatever I want. A lot of us tell ourselves imaginary stories about how much calories or fat or carbs or any of these kinds of things that we can eat during a day. But when it comes down to it, vast majority of women do not know what they should eat to be healthy by default. What I've done is found research-based, a what I call the free carb approach, and I'll explain what that means, but it is where we are just counting one item. We are just counting one macro. We're not going to measure fat grams. We're not going to measure calories on this program. We're going to pay a little bit of attention to fiber and protein because we want to be aware of making sure we get enough of those. But we're going to be loosely aware. The one thing that we focus on in the 8 Beautiful approach, should you decide that clean eating means what I define it as, if you have a different version of clean eating that is something that you feel like you could incorporate and stick to long term that works for you, then you can define clean eating however you would like to. If you don't have what that is for you, then I would invite you to use the 8 Beautiful free carb approach. And so what is that? Again, it's going to vary by track. We're going to be doing a lot of education on exactly what to eat and how do I eat a higher protein, lower carb kind of a diet? What does that look like? What do I pick? Is it yucky or is it good? It's good, by the way. You will like it. I like it. And I fancy myself kind of a food snob. I'll share what I enjoy eating, what keeps me on track. I will share that with you. Bombshells, we're going to look towards 120 net carbs per day. 120 net carbs per day. I'll come back to that in a moment. For your balance track, this is just healthy normal. It's not restricted. There's not a bunch of rules. We're just going to count for awareness. And the track for balance track attendees and participants, they're looking at 180 net carbs per day. So if you've never counted carbs and you don't know what net carbs are, it's your total carbs minus the fiber, because we're not going to penalize ourselves for fiber. We love fiber. It's good, keeps us moving and healthy. And so what is a net carb? I'm going to teach you through that math if that's new to you. But if you have counted carbs before, you know that like a piece of bread is like 20-ish carbs. So that feels like probably a lot of carbs, more than you're used to. Here's the secret to the free carb approach. And it is indeed a free carb approach. I want you to feel free because I would set rules for myself and I would rebel against them. I don't want to keep the rule. Even if I made the rule, I know it makes no sense. I crave freedom. I must have it. What I came up with, backed by a scientific study that showed there wasn't a dramatic difference between 120 net carbs per day that participants ate versus the super restrictive 20 carbs full on ketosis model. The differences were minimal. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pick the one that gives me freedom, that I can have some toast at breakfast or a bowl of oat bran. I can have a sandwich, or I can have a roll at dinner or a potato. I can feel like I live a normal life ongoing indefinitely. It's okay. I can have that, right? I feel free. Now, because I feel free to have these things, it's kind of like you want what you can't have, right? So if I tell myself you can't have those carbs, then that's all I think about. I just like, oh, I can't wait till tomorrow so I get more carbs. We don't want that. We don't want frenzied, frantic, barely hanging on approach, because that's not sustainable. That won't keep you healthy for a long time. We want to do what makes us feel free and happy and brings pleasure in our life. So while there is a free carb approach, and I can, even on the Bombshell track, experiencing dramatic before and after transformation, reduction in body fat, seeing muscles emerge and beautiful things happen that make me more confident and happy with myself, I don't have to totally restrict. I can know I can have up to 120 carbs per day, but just knowing that, maybe I want them, maybe I don't. And so we'll talk more about how to reduce the cravings, how to settle into a place that food doesn't have this power over you anymore. Cravings don't master your behavior and your choices, right? That's where we're all trying to get and stay. So the free carb approach, again, different based on which track that you commit to. Now, what if this is like other diet plans where you've started and you have 2 weeks under your belt, 10 days, 3 weeks, and then you're like, oh, I can't do it anymore. It's too hard. I've been trying. You have this break point sometimes on a program, right? What about if that happens to you on this program? Do not worry. I have you covered. I know that women are so hard on themselves, perfectionistic. It's so easy to look at things as black and white. I did it or I didn't do it. I tried and I failed. Shoot, I failed again. Scrap it. I'm going to start over. I'll start Monday. But between wherever we fall off in Monday, we do so much damage. We do more damage. And then we feel bad. And it's this spiral that reduces your self-esteem and your confidence. It makes you feel like a failure. It makes you want to cry. That makes me want to cry. I don't want you to feel like that. So what we have that I've never heard on any program anywhere, this is the solution that will help you get on track immediately again. If you fall off from the rules, from these ideas that you can experience success and check off these 8 simple items each day, if you fall off track, maybe you decided you're going to take dinner to a neighbor that needed you, or you're going to watch somebody else's kids, or you're going to go out of the way, or just maybe you pulled a super long day at work and you're like, I cannot get my workout in today. You know what? This is how women work. We reprioritize based on what our heart wants and how our relationships work and even like our mood and emotion, right? If you come to the end of the day and you're like, I have one or more items that I'm gonna fall into bed. That's all I've got to give today. If you arrive at that and you are missing checks, guess what? You don't start over. This program, the 8 Beautiful approach, the See Yourself Beautiful approach, is not about perfectionism. It's about getting immediately back on track as soon as you can because it'll make you happy. It'll make you feel like you're making progress and moving forward. We don't want stuck. We want moving ahead. And so we have 8 different days that you can say, you know what? I tried my best. I didn't have it in me to get all the way there. I'm going to use a forgiveness token. And so built into this program is your ability to get right back on track without causing more damage to yourself, without beating yourself up, without waiting till Monday. If you fall off at 3 o'clock, you can be back on track by 5 o'clock and you can feel like you still won the day. You're still in the fight. You are going to get what you set out to do. You can achieve your goal. Nothing will stop you. You've got not only this flexible approach that can move with you if emotions derail you for the day for whatever reason. Maybe you get bad news. Maybe you just didn't feel like eating the healthy thing and you just went back to like an old habit that you're trying to distance yourself from. That's okay. That's part of the process of becoming. You don't go from point A immediately to point B. It's a journey of becoming the new woman that is in charge of herself, that is the master of her choices and her emotions and what sways and persuades her, right? So how appropriate that you would be immediately given a way to forgive yourself and continue moving forward. That is the 8 Beautiful approach. And what it does is takes women through from a point A to a finishing point that is attainable, that feels good. When I ran my first beta group with 8 Beautiful program, I was shocked to hear the two things I did not expect women to tell me at the end that finished. They said, it was attainable enough. It was easy enough. I would do it again right now. And I'm like, hold on. You just got off this intense 8 weeks. You would do it again? They're like, yes, I really liked it. I liked sitting with myself for a moment each day. I liked the direction I had. I liked pouring into myself in small cracks of time. And that felt good. And I can keep doing it. I want to go again. So that's the first thing I heard. The second thing I heard them talk about was the value of the community. I could see my friend that started around the same time I did. She stumbled and tripped up. She had a rough day. She applied forgiveness and she kept going. I know I can do it because I saw her do it. So we do have a See Yourself Beautiful community for you to participate in as well to help keep you on the motivated, on the moving path, on the supported path, a sisterhood of women that we're all doing the same uplifting thing. We're not afraid for someone to change and grow. We're not crabs in a bucket pulling each other down. We are lifting. We are moving together and moving forward. I would love for you to be part of this, to experience what it's like to go through week after week feeling proud of yourself, feeling like I can do it. I can do more than I thought I could. I'm starting to like looking at my body like this is new and I don't have to worry about it slipping through my fingers at the end because I am becoming in the process as my body transforms. I'm becoming the woman that doesn't revert to old negative habits, that doesn't go back to old mindsets and old food-based soothing and things that I used to do. I'm growing beyond what I used to do and who I used to be before, and it feels good and I can stay here. I can live here for the long term. So if this program sounds like something that would be a fit for you right now, join us. Visit seeyourselfbeautiful.com. look for the 8Beautiful enrollment or waitlist wherever you see this, whenever you see this. If you've brought this into your world and you're still watching, then this is probably the time that's right for you to get started. There will never be a perfect time, but there is always right now. And this program is designed to meet you where you are and grab hands with you and take you forward with us. So I invite you explore where we are, see how it fits. If it's not the time for you to take on a commitment, even if it's just the balance track, if it's not the right time for you to talk about healthy living, if that just feels like too much, stay connected still. Find me on socials. I am Jennifer Lucas Gibbs. I want this to be contagious. I want these ideas to continue to stir in your mind until that moment that you're ready to say, you know what, maybe a big challenge is not for me, but I think I want to commit to a short stint, 8 weeks of experiencing what healthy living looks like. Or maybe you're like, you know what? Finally, there is a program for women where we can experience success, we can have dramatic results, and this is doable. If you feel like this is my time, I think today's the day. Come on in, join us at the Bombshell level. It will be such a beautiful season of your life. This can be the turning point that you look back on and say, I'm so glad I took that action at that moment. That was where there was a crossroads and I was able to act on my own behalf and put myself in an environment that would support me to succeed and to feel in charge of my body and in charge of my mind and to take that next step to become that woman that I have wanted to become for so long. I would love to cheer for you. I would love to coach and support you. And so come on in and join us. Again, you'll find it all at seeyourselfbeautiful.com. I love you. I truly love you and want you to see and know and understand in your heart that you are infinite. You are valuable beyond your comprehension. I want you experiencing what it feels like to really understand that at a deeper level and to look at your body as the gift that you get to walk around in and have pride and a sense of accomplishment and achievement and stewardship that's on track in your own body. All right, come visit us. Click the link associated with this video or seeyourselfbeautiful.com. I love you. I will see you inside very soon. If you have any questions, post them below this video. I cannot wait to see you and support you on your journey.